I want to talk a little bit about a group of students. We just had a great call from a listener who saw some students and Max out cleaning the roadway and waving and being happy about it. And I was thinking about our next chat with one of the students from the Legacy High School Science Olympiad team that have been working really hard this year, and it's paid off. They just placed first in the State Science Olympiad Championship. And now they've been invited to compete in the National Science Olympiad Tournament, which Cornell hosts. So we're talking a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for some youngsters to compete at this level. June 1st, they'd compete with 60 other high school teams on a wide variety of earth science, life science, chemistry, physics, technology, and engineering topics. And in order to attend the national tournament, they have to raise a few bucks because they got a team of 20 students. So they have about $20,000 that they need to, in expenses that they need to cover. So in a moment, I'll tell you a little bit about the GoFundMe effort that they're undertaking to get there. In the meantime, I want you to meet one of the members of the team. You know, we talk about the value of math and science all the time when it comes to education, right? And a lot of us say STEM education is how you take today's high school students and prepare them for the workforce in the future. So, you know, I don't know much about math, but I think you're going to be amazed today what students are learning in programs like this, because our guest, Nick Mathern, and his teammates have studied up to 10 hours some days. 10 hours of studying. Study meetings before school, during school, after school, later at night, study sessions at teammates' houses. I mean, they are immersing themselves in math and science, which is fantastic. You know, it's the future, if we can get kids excited about this. So Nick Mathern joins us to talk a little bit about it today. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good. Nick is a sophomore at Bismarck Legacy High School. Congratulations to you and the whole team.
Yeah, thank you.
Has this been fun, or is this work?
Oh, man, it's been amazing. I mean, obviously we put a lot of work in, but it's all paid off. You know, we all wanted to win, but you never really expect to win till the day of, and then you realize that you won, and it's kind of like, wow, this is all worth it, all the time we put in and everything.
And so the prep is for ultimately the state championship, right? Tell us a little bit about just, how you do this. You got, how many members of your group?
Yeah, so we have about a team of 20, but 15 compete on a regional or state team or national team. And so first comes regionals. So we're studying for that from October till March. And then if you take top 3 at regionals, you qualify for state and get to compete at NDSU.
And that's where you guys won the state prize, and now it's on to the national.
Yeah.
Now, have you always liked, the STEM subjects? Have this always been a point of curiosity for you?
Oh, yeah, I've always loved math and science, and ever since STEM was a class in middle school, I took it. And I've been in Science Olympiad for about 5 years. So,
what do you like best about it? How does it, because you got to love it, right? I mean, I'm looking at all that study time you're taking and all the extra time beyond your regular things. This has got to be, as you say, it's amazing, but to be amazing is a lot of work, and you got to have a lot of love for it. Put that much time into. So what attracts you to it?
I'd say the best part overall is just being able to be on an amazing team. You know, you can do well in your events, but you're not going to win unless the entire team does well. So, I can study as much for my events, but I also have to make sure everybody else is studying for their events too, and so we can all do well instead of just 1 or 2 people. Now,
there's a number of events in the State Science Olympiad, right?
Yeah. There are 22 events this year.
Okay, and Legacy, the champs this year, so how many of those did you place in?
We placed in 16 events.
Unbelievable. That's a pretty good record. Yeah, and you took first place in the Fermi questions. What is Fermi?
So Fermi is basically just an estimation event. So, for example, how many ping pong balls you can fit in the sun. And you don't have to be right, you just have to be close.
So wow. So Fermi is estimation. You're estimating. Somebody's throwing something at you, and then you've got to say, well, okay, the size of a ping pong ball is X, and the size of the sun is Y. So you're doing some quick math, basically.
Correct.
Wow. And This was just last week, by the way. This just happened. And then we mentioned the June 1 event is coming up. So would you be okay if I asked you a couple of really kind of crazy questions and you tell me the answer as quick as you can?
Yeah, I can try that.
Okay. So I have some Fermi experts. Kevin, thank you very much for being the Fermi expert here. And the Fermi experts have helped me come up with a few questions that should be in the realm of where you're going here, okay? How many people would it take to equal the mass of the sun? We'll give you some time. Don't rush. How many people would it take to equal?
Break it down for you? Just want an answer.
Oh, you can break it down.
Oh, okay. So the mass of the sun is 2 times 10 to the 30 kilograms, and the mass of the average human is 6 times 10 to the first kilograms. So you just divide one by the other, and 2e30 divided by 61. Let me think here. 3.
This is why we have the Jeopardy music. See?
It's about 3 times 10 to the 28th.
3
people.
Times 10 to the 28th.
Yeah.
I got lost back on kilograms. So I don't know about.
I think he's right.
And so I don't know the exact mass of the sun to like the nearest decimal place, and I don't know the exact mass of the average human, but I know the mass of the sun rounded and the mass of an average human rounded, so I can use those to get an estimate of how many humans could it take to equal the mass of the sun.
And that's what Fermi is.
Yeah,
exactly. And so somebody judges, they know the answers to, again, the pieces, and they're going to say, "Yep, you got it right." Unbelievable. Okay, that was pretty good.
How many quarts in a gallon?
How many quarts in a gallon? I believe 4.
Yeah, that one we could get. All right, I'm going to go a little tougher than Kevin. How many stacked pieces of paper would it take to reach the top of the North Dakota State Capitol building?
Okay, so I don't know the exact height of the Capitol in meters, but the width of a piece of paper is 5 times 10 to the negative 5th meters. And I think the Capitol's probably, I think it's 18 or 19 stories high. And so about 180 feet, 5 by 3, it's like 60, 70 meters maybe. And so you just take that 61 divided by 5e negative 5. And, okay, let me think here.
5b negative 5.
Huh?
I don't recall that coming up in my math class. 5b negative 5.
That's awesome, dude.
Wow, unbelievable.
So,
right.
I mean, the way everybody else learns it is probably just decimal places, so like 0.00001. But that takes a lot more to write out than just putting e negative 5.
I'm going to trust you on this, Nick. I think you yeah.
He's right again.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Did you figure out how many stacked pieces of paper? And I like how quick he knew the answer to how thick the stacked pieces of paper were. Huh?
Well,
wow.
That's actually, for the event, it's really hard to study for it. But the way I've come up with is just memorizing as many things as I possibly can. So like the distance to the moon, the volume of an Olympic swimming pool, stuff like that, just so I can use those to find answers like this one.
Yeah, and get you there a little quicker. Okay, well, so one more here. How many tennis balls would fit inside an Olympic-sized swimming pool?
Okay,
it's a nice visual.
Of an Olympic, what?
I said it's a nice visual. Sorry, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt your math.
Yeah, you're good. So the volume of an Olympic swimming pool is around 3 times 10 to the 3rd cubic meters, or 3,000 cubic meters. And the volume of a tennis ball is about 1 times 10 to the negative 4th. So we just divide one by the other, 3e3 divided by 1e negative 4, and that's about 3e7. So around 30 million tennis balls.
No kidding. Holy buckets.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that happen.
I think he's right.
Yeah, I do too. Kevin's been doing the quick Fermi fact checker, and he's confirmed, Nick, that you are one wicked smart guy.
My head almost exploded, actually.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's is that fun, what you just did there? Is that just, to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think it's fun. It's definitely something that's really hard at first. But after, you do 10, 20, 100 problems, you kind of get used to it. And then you can start doing them in your head. Some of the really big ones, like you're at competition, like when it involves masses of certain stars or distances of galaxies and stuff like that. You have to do pencil and paper because the math's just too hard to do in your head. But then when it comes down to like smaller stuff, like on the planet, you can do in your head.
Wow. Do you know what you want to do with all this great knowledge?
I don't know. I've kind of been deciding between engineering and computer science for a while.
Well, I can hardly wait. This is exactly what we need, folks. I mean, when kids are this excited about things like this, and these obviously disciplines are so badly needed in the workforce in so many areas, and you look how technological the world's going, it's incredible. And the Science Olympiad champions for the state, Legacy High School. By the way, we want to help them out because they've got to get about 20 kids to this national tournament. Any amount you can give would be helpful. They're trying to raise about $900 for each of the 17 students for room and board, food, event costs, transportation to, from, during, obviously the team unis and the whole works. So you can go to, where's the GoFundMe page on this? Is it LHS Science Olympiad? Is that what it is?
Yep, that's right.
All right, so LHS for Legacy High School Science Olympiad. Or you can send a check to LHS Science Olympiad, 3400 East Calgary Avenue, Bismarck, North Dakota, 58503. Hey, Nick, thanks for sharing a little bit of the story today. Congratulations to you and your teammates, and good luck at the national tournament. We'll be following your progress, okay?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Nick Mathern, what a neat story. And congrats, by the way, to all these students. I got a photo of them here. Look like a happy bunch. Way to go, and we hope we can raise a few bucks for them.